So I'm gonna need to get either new seats or probably definitely gonna need to get some new seats. Okay, I know I haven't done a video on the MR2 in a while, but I just got something for it. We're gonna be doing a lot more work on it now that it's nice. Got some wires here. I needed some new seats, so I went out and bought some BMW E92 seats. I had to look up what the modules and what the connections were for it. The heated portion requires like a heated seat controller module, which I don't really care for because I'm going to be driving it mainly during the summer, so heated seats not really a big deal. But the lumbar support adjustments and the front and back and up and down tilt and all that, and it even has bolster adjustments, automatic electronic bolster adjustment that I'm gonna also connect up. So these are the seats. Haven't checked anything to see if they'll fit in the MR2 yet, but I'm sure I'm gonna have to make custom brackets to fit them in the car, because the ball patterns are obviously not gonna match up. But should be interesting for anybody else that wants to do it. These actually, the supports here for your feet, they actually lock back down. So that's fully extended, that's down. I'm sure you guys have seen these on BMWs before, but got a really good deal on them, 400 bucks for both. It was like 250 or like $300 just to upholster one seat on the MR2. So this was a way better deal, and now I have all these extra controls, and these seats are super comfortable too. I sat in them, and one of my friends had a 335i and it had these seats in them, super comfortable. So anyway, right now I'm hooking up some wires to the seat. Got some connections there, just power, ground. There's a separate power for lumbar and bolster adjustment, and all these extra wires are for the airbag that's in the seat. It's got a side airbag on the side of the seat. I'm not gonna try to take that out because that'll probably ruin the seat, but I am just gonna disconnect the wires and leave it back there. It's these wires right here, these gray ones. I think it's this one, yeah, that wire. But anyway, I'm not gonna use it, leave it to the side. And all the other wires in here are for CAN bus controls, for doing all kinds of other things like seat memory and everything like that. I don't care about any of that stuff. All I'm trying to do is get these seats to be able to adjust, and that's pretty much it. So that ECU is pretty useless except for just adjusting the seats for me. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to connect this up to the battery and just see if they function. So for the wiring, I made up some connectors here. There's 2 ground wires on it, so I took 2 wires here, put a terminal end on them, and used some heat shrink. They fit perfectly in the actual tabs in here. They fit right in there perfectly. So I have the pinout diagram for which tabs I need to connect to. So I'm going to connect the 2 grounds, and then I'm going to connect the power and see if we have any movement here. So the car requires a 30 amp fuse for the circuit. I'm using a 10 amp fuse just because I really want to not have any issues or run into anything just for this test. So I got one of these things that has a built-in fuse in it, inline fuse. I'm going to connect it up, and then that'll keep me protected. There's 2 separate loops. There's like I said before, there's a lumbar and bolster adjustment power, and then there's also power for the adjusting the seats. So you have the 4 motors that adjust the seats, and then that's one circuit, and then the other circuit is the bolster and the lumbar support adjustment. So I'm gonna do each test separately, so I can use the fuse for both sets. Okay, this is all I had for cleaner. It says it works on leather, so that's what I've been using. I just did this seat on the left. You can see there's quite a big, not humongous, but pretty sizable difference in the cleanliness there. You can tell there's definitely could tell on the I used the paper towel first. You can definitely see that definitely picked up some dirt. It's disgusting, but that's what it is. So now I'm gonna clean this seat up. Unfocus. So I'll do this seat next on the right. This is the driver's seat, this is the passenger seat. So I'm gonna clean this up, and then I'll use some conditioner on it. And I'll show you what I'll use on that. Okay, so this stuff, Meguiar's Ultimate Leather Balm. Been using this on my car, on the LX for a little bit. Just to just do a little test area. I did some here, it looks pretty good. So now I'm gonna do the rest. All you do is just use the applicator to wipe it on. So let's do small test areas first. I think I'm just going ahead and just applying it everywhere. It's not supposed to leave a really oily residue. Once you wipe it off, it should be alright. Because I don't really like the greasy residue left behind. I mean, leather's supposed to look not dull, but it's supposed to look good, but not shiny and oily. That's disgusting. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of this. Okay, got it all rubbed in. It's been cold out, so you can feel it's not like super soft. It's not supple, the leather. I hate that word, but it's not, you know what I mean? It's not soft. You can tell that the leather's been dried up. So I'm letting this stuff, this oil soak in a little bit. Now I'm gonna come back with this brand new microfiber towel, and I'm gonna go ahead and wipe up all the excess. Okay, obviously the passenger seat came out a lot better because it's obviously seen less wear. But anyway, they're both pretty decent now. A lot better than they were, and they're going in the MR2 next. 3 series seats in an MR2. There is a button on the top here, right here, to bring it forward and back, and a latch to tilt it forward. It's basically for people to get into the back seat, but obviously there's no back seat on MR2, so that's kind of useless. But anyway, I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm hoping the seatbelt doesn't need a change. These have a wire to indicate that the seatbelt's buckled, and the passenger seat has a sensor that'll detect that there's a passenger in the car. So I don't know, it might be fun to wire that up to something. Anyway, seats are cleaned up, and that's it for now. Hopefully next weekend we can put these in the car.